strategic. So there's a lot of strategic strengths in the Gallup 34. So it's interesting that we have a whole group of themes that are called strategic, but then there's one that's actually the theme of strategic. So it's important to know how all of these different strategic strengths look differently in the way that they approach strategy. So while you have futuristic that is kind of focused on, the end goal and picturing that goal, and then all the strategy comes from that vision of that future goal, that's futuristic. That's that version of strategy. But the actual theme of strategy is being able to map out all these different directions to get from A to B. You see 3 routes, 5 routes. You might have a year plan, a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. You've got, you probably come up with a different route to get to work if you commute, even though the route that you're taking is completely fine and clear of traffic, right? You're always thinking I could go this way if I need to, or I could go that way if I need to. And so strategic has this ability to map out all of these routes and think through all the ways to get from A to B. My husband has strategy in his top 5, and I love when he leverages this, especially in my life, since I lack strategy in my top 5, the way that I can bring an idea to him and he can play out all of these routes and then come back to me and say, hey, have you thought of this? Or, hey, if you make this decision, this is what that could look like for you later. So wonderful strength to bring to your marriage and to your family and to your team. The villain version of strategy, though, is that sometimes you can get so caught up in the future that you have a hard time staying in the present. A lot of people with any of the strategic strengths find themselves having a difficult time sleeping because their mind is always thinking and always playing out all these different scenarios. So if you find yourself consumed by strategy, it's how do you develop the self-control to turn it down? That not everything needs to have strategy around it. Spontaneity is important. Being able to adjust course and go do something completely different than you planned is important, especially in marriage. And so if you find yourself having a hard time sleeping, having a journal by your bedside to write out all of these ideas so that you don't lose them or stew on them or ruminate on them through the night can help get all of that out of your head and hopefully help you sleep just a little bit better.